What is up? Another match analysis here. Again, it's a continuation of some of the roles that I had with my teammate Jason. Let's get this started. Just slowly getting into it, playing a little bit of guard. So there's a little bit of a weird guard playing that I'm doing here. I sort of put my right foot onto Jason's shoulder. Um, to me, it's the same as a frame, but as Jason begins pushing to the right hand side for a potential knee cut through, my leg is kind of already in position um, to do a high leg over. Um, I'm also I kind of have a grip on Jason's um, left arm right here. So like my leg is on the inside of his arm and I'm pushing out, but at the same time I have my hand grabbing at the back of his tricep. So essentially it's a grip. I can bring him in, I can push him out. Um, it's going to make it hard for him to get close to me. So it's essentially a grip that he can't really. It's a little bit hard to break. That grip allows me to insert my left foot, so I can sort of hold that grip there, even though he passed my knee there. Um, that grip allows me to reinsert my knee and retain my guard. I think Jason goes for leg locks here. Starts off, looks more like a belly down, belly down straight ankle footlock. I think he switches it. We play a little bit of a leg battle here. All right, so we eventually end up in 50-50. But let's investigate what's going on over here. Just a little bit of playing to make sure that you have inside position on the legs. Right now, I believe Jason has both his legs inside of mine. So really, I need to get one of my legs inside um, to do anything useful in terms of leg attacks. Um, I believe what I tried to do here was somewhat of a berimbolo roll, where uh, my left leg should have come through and exited right here into Jason's hip, but it wasn't very good. It was pretty much incorrect. So um, just a little more squirming on the ground here to get to a position that um, is useful for both of us. Right here, Jason does a good job of just um, putting his foot on my thigh just to keep me away and to disengage the leg lock. So the beginning of here, it looked like it was a double outside ashi. So I'm looking for an outside heel hook, and it looks like my lock was on the outside as well. Um, it's hard to see, but it looks like I eventually tried to shift my hips out. You see that little hip shift there? to try and turn it into an outside Senkaku. Um, Now the Jason's leg is on the other side right here, and I'm digging for an inside heel hook. I come up to expose the heel, and Jason turns with me, and I turn it into a backside 50-50. Jason steps through, and we're now in 50-50. Jason's looking to disengage from the leg entanglement. You can tell because he's trying to get his knee line out, and he does get it out. And the foot is a little bit too low for me to lock. You can see here, like my lock is already almost at the knee line. I'll find it really hard to catch his heel right here on my right hand side. Jason does a good job disengaging the heel hook and does a good job turning it into his own. So I sort of have like a crab ride going on here, but I don't have hip grips. So Jason grabs my leg, pulls it through, and immediately sinks in um, a grip for an inside heel hook. He has my knee line, but his legs are not locking me down. So I still have the ability to hide my heel, which I do right there. So um, he locks it, but I immediately turn inwards to hide the heel, and I'm safe. Tries to go for a crippler, brings it back, and then I put my leg in the middle to try and disengage. So you see, like, there's this a little bit of like a rocking back and forth motion, and that's me hiding my heel. Um, so here, Jason threatens me with an inside heel hook. I rock to my right to hide my heel. Jason brings it over, brings it back and back to an inside heel hook position. Immediately, I rock. You can see I turn my heel into his ribs. He brings it to his chest, and I begin trying to escape. So now he brings it to the outside. So he's going for an outside heel hook, but he has his legs on the inside. So this is kind of like a crippler position, but my legs are also straight. So it'll be hard for him to get the braking pressure needed for a tap. And I immediately will shift you'll see me sort of lean to my left, and that's me hiding my heel right here. So I hide my heel. You can see it sticking out here in the back. I do a cheeky little outside heel hook just to test his reactions. Jason has the position to do another inside heel hook here in the it looks like his outside Senkaku position, but I end up pulling out and turning it into a rolling back take. So let's take a look at that. So here, Jason has a outside Senkaku. So like you can see his left leg is moving towards my stomach and his right leg is across my torso. That sets him up in a really good position to dig for my heel. Um, I think he chose to bring it to the other side. Again, like a crippler position, but I had already started exiting the leg entanglement. So the minute my knee slips out, one of the nifty counters to a crippler escape is I back step with my right leg. So you'll see this. I back step with my right leg and I insert it into essentially like where Jason's hip is right here. Um, and so my left leg here is behind Jason's right leg, which is the top leg for Jason, and my knee is basically in Jason's hip pocket, and so that forms a wedge around Jason's top leg, and then I roll over my right shoulder and attempt to expose his back. I don't think I got his back. Jason actually threatened me with a leg submission here because I did not pummel my legs correctly. So I go for the back, and you see my my left leg here sort of comes up to clamp around Jason's hip, but I miss it. Um, and I right now I'm thinking to come up into a leg drag. But the problem is, I left my left leg hanging out, so I needed to pummel my left leg behind Jason's knees. Um, and because I didn't do that, Jason can now grab my left leg and begin threatening attacks on it, which is what I believe he does here, even though it's a little bit hard to see. Yeah, so you see how my left leg ends up being in between Jason's legs. Sort of take it as an opportunity again to try for the back take. There might be some degree of heel hiding here. I'm not exactly sure what the attack was. So here, like I do eventually get the back take, but I think Jason should have stayed up. I think he would have gotten out of my back take. It was kind of a weak back take. Um, he did have base, and I was a little bit high. Maybe things felt differently when we were actually rolling earlier. So this is just standard back taking, getting a body triangle. I think I'm just hand fighting at this point to try and attack the back, making sure I have my underhook and overhooks in. I believe Jason gets out of this, turning it into a gift wrap. Yeah, so Jason eventually begins to get out, and we reset because we're a little bit too close to the wall. Yeah, we can stop here for now. This will be a shorter video, but like all the other previous videos, I'll put the timestamps of some of the positions that that were covered. I hope this is helpful to somebody out there. See you next time.